seeing our chapter, first of all, has been crazy supportive. People are offering their houses for other teachers, and just like if somebody said, "Oh, we need this," and everyone just jumped on it to get it, and it's like we almost felt like there was an overabundance of things because everyone was just so willing to help. So I think it has kind of made us feel like more of a family, which I like. That is why I feel so good to be part of this union, which I think not a lot of teachers understand just how much more HSCA does for our teachers beyond like our contract and all of that.
When HSTA people came and we went shopping, we brought everything to my house. And we also have a van, and so we helped to go get groceries and everything. And then other people who could get into what was called the burn zone to deliver supplies, they had special permits and passes, could come by and pick up supplies and then drive it into Lahaina. So it was just kind of open hub for the people who are helping the HSTA members and teachers and families to just drive by and pick up supplies.
Everybody has tried so hard to put on a brave face. And there are times when that mask absolutely slips. We worry for one another, we worry for our friends, we worry for our students and family members. And at times it is utterly soul-crushing.
We joke about it now. We've hugged more over the past year, and especially in that first week or so, than ever in our lives. But being a support to our members and to the community in their greatest time of need, we've heard from countless members basically the same saying on repeat, which is the first people that I got contacted from, checking to see if I was okay, were my fellow teachers, my fellow members, my coworkers, my friends, my fellow HSTA members. And the first people that gave me any type of support, the first help that I got was from our union, was from HSTA. In the aftermath of the fire, there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done for the people that lost their homes, checking their properties, clearing their land, meeting with FEMA, insurance companies, everything, and it has exhausted the leave that many people have banked up over the years, or for people who are newer that they don't even have banked up. We asked the Department of Education in the aftermath of the fires to allow us to do leave sharing, to create a leave bank, just like we can do if someone has a terminal illness, I can donate leave to them. And the Department of Ed's response was no. In fact, I believe it was, we are not willing to consider that. And so we pressured them, they said no, and so finally a group of our members said, we're going to go to the Board of Education and say, we need to do this, and we pressured the Board of Education, and the Board of Education members overwhelmingly supported us, and thanks to those efforts, we got a memo from the superintendent saying they now will create the leave bank.
We already had a housing shortage that affected teachers before the fires. Now it is even more difficult. So people who would love to stay cannot. There was a very valuable teacher at the elementary on the west side who had to move to Oahu in order to find housing because they lived in an area where the landlord could get so much more money that they were kicked out. That's a teacher who wanted to stay, who was willing to stay despite all the challenges, could not get housing. A statewide problem that was already worse in Lahaina was getting substitute teachers. And now, an added layer to how difficult that is they don't have anywhere to live in that area. And getting people to drive all the way over there and to have to pass the burn zone and see that on their way is challenging. I really feel for people who've been through that and then now are still commuting to the west side and seeing the aftermath every day. I have colleague friends who for a while, just to cope with how difficult it was, would make sure that they got on the phone with a trusted friend or colleague while they drove through in order to sort of mitigate that emotional stress.